us, there was about 64. Many were living in the barracks right there. Now, who has had a chance to walk through the barracks? So you get an idea of how well we lived, right? Not really. There's about 16 soldiers in each room, 4 rooms, 4 to a bunk and 2 to a bed. During the winters, it might be kind of nice because you have the extra body heat, but during the summers, it could be pretty muggy. You have extra body odor, so it's probably not the most comfortable living conditions. And that's enhanced by a lot of the fatigue jobs that the soldiers are doing around the fort. The big one is obviously chopping wood. So you look around, you see a lot of fireplaces. In fact, the barracks had 4 fireplaces. Also, the commander's house right here had 4 fireplaces. Do you think that Commander DePeister was chopping his own firewood? No, probably not. He had about 64 men to do it for him. And if you could imagine taking the palisade wall here, cutting it, splitting it, and stacking it, that's 17 and a half cords of wood into 1 fireplace for a year. So they're chopping a lot of firewood. And because of that, this is, it's pretty clear cut for miles around this fort. So that causes other things to happen, like the buildup of sand dunes, which you would be shoveling away during the summers. And then snow, you're obviously going to be shoveling that away during the winters. The soldiers, they're also tending to the King's Garden to kind of supplement their not so healthy rations with a little bit of fresh vegetables, things like that. But when they're not doing the fatigue jobs, we may be out here on the parade ground drilling, typically all day, only breaking for a 1-hour lunch. Now in 1775, something is happening out east. What is that? Revolutionary War. So we got to constantly be training, ready for an attack that may occur here at this fort. And while one never did, we didn't know that, so we had to always be prepared. So we were out here drilling, and we were drilling with this weapon right here. The soldiers called this the King's Arm. Officially, it's known as the short land pattern service musket. It's a flintlock smooth bore musket, so it's as smooth on the inside as it is on the outside. Because of that, the accuracy is not all that great. In fact, from a distance of about 100 yards, the water gate to the land gate, the person that you were pointing the musket at, you would hit them somewhere on the body. Could be the foot, could be the arm. You're not going to exactly know where you hit them. Beyond that, it's still a deadly shot. However, the person that you hit is very unlucky because you weren't aiming at them. So that's actually why you see the tactics emerge of standing in rows of 100 soldiers, things like that. Is just to make this as efficient as possible. So you're just firing a sheet of lead and you're going to hit somebody. Now, how this works is this is a flintlock. So you have your flint right here, and you have your steel. The soldiers, they would have their cartridges. This would have your ball, your powder, and the wadding. So you're going to tear and put a little priming powder in this pan. The rest is going to be loaded down the muzzle. So hopefully when I pull that trigger, this flint's going to strike the steel, creating sparks that will ignite that powder, creating a flash in the pan, sending a flame into this toothpick-sized hole, shooting the musket. Now hopefully that works, and in fact it worked about 80% of the time on a good day. So when you factor in wind conditions, snow, rain, a whole bunch of conditions, it could drop to 50% or less. So again, it's not the most accurate, not the most reliable weapon to have, but that's why the British had another option, which was the bayonet. Now the British were masters at the bayonet, and if you could imagine a row of 100 soldiers marching towards you, getting closer and closer, what would you probably do? Huh? Maybe run away?
I'd run away.
That's actually what happened early on during the American Revolution when the colonists didn't have the discipline that the British had. So many of them were fleeing, lived to fight another day, which was a good strategy because later on during the American Revolution, when the colonists received training from European generals, they actually were able to stand toe-to-toe with the British, at times causing the British to flee from bayonet charges. Now, you only see about 3% of the casualties coming from bayonets. So on either side, most people aren't going to stick around too long to see that. Most are going to run away. Most people aren't going to want to go on a bayonet charge. So now I've talked a little bit about the soldiers here, the musket. We're going to get to the fun part of the demonstration and fire 2 rounds. The first is going to be by the numbers. So that's the 11-step drill that the soldiers were practicing out here on the parade ground, getting that muscle memory into them so that when they stepped on the battlefield, they'll be able to load within about 15 to 20 seconds. So the second shot, you'll hear the command, prime and load, and hopefully we can do that within 20 seconds. So if you want to time us on that second round, feel free. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and put in my earplugs. I suggest you cover your ears, especially on the make ready command. That's when we're about ready to shoot. If you have any hearing aids, turn them down or take them out.
Well, he'll need his second round,
Detachment, take care by the numbers. Prepare to prime and load. Open can. Handle cartridge. Prime. Shut can. Dash it out. Charge with cartridge. Draw rammers. Ram down your cartridge. Turn rammers. Shoulder your firelocks. Make ready. Present.
Ready.
Fire. Come along.
I like it. When will you close your ears?
Make ready.
About 25.
Present. Fire.
Yay!
Shoulder your firelock. Detachment. Take care of business. I don't know if anyone timed our second round. Okay, so you got it, 17 seconds.
Yes.
Now you probably noticed that we cheated a little bit on that second round. We actually didn't ram anything down, and that's because you feel this, it's pretty hot. So we don't want to take any chances and actually have our ramrod shoot into the Great Lakes, which would be very bad for the state park. So our next event is going to be a food and garden tour with Leanne over there. So if you're interested in that, that's starting. If you have any questions, again, my name's Austin. This is Jim. More than happy to answer anything. And enjoy your stay here at Michilmackinaw.
Thank you.